Good, thanks. Okay, throughout this whole night, you've kind of been saying a lot of things about modern women and
Yes.
how, like, I think you referenced something how you were talking to someone and women now are changed from the way they were before. Do you know why that is?
Why women are no longer the way that they used to be?
Yeah, like in what way have they changed and why have they changed?
Oh, okay. I mean, feminism is the main reason.
Why is there feminism? What thing are they having to go against that is causing them to want to make a change?
Well, what they try to rebel against is this, patriarchy that they complain about. But yeah, I mean, basically what we have now is like women have, bought into the feminism mantra of, get a career, make money, put family on the back end. Being a mom and a wife isn't really respected. It's, kind of actually, if anything, made fun of and shamed.
Well, I don't think it's not respected. I just think women are going against the idea that they need to be givers. I mean, do you think the only role of a woman is to be a giver?
Yeah.
Okay. And so let me ask you this. Do you think human beings need to give
It's the least
and take?
you guys can do.
Do you think human beings need to give and take in order to survive?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then you don't think women are human. If a woman is supposed to be a giver, you're expecting women to not give and take. So you're thereby dehumanizing women with that statement.
Well, the problem is that women tend to take, and then almost never give. Women, by definition, are value extractors. Your entire mating process, your entire mating strategy is an extraction process.
Right, but for women, if they're
see how she could gloss over that?
Sorry, what?
No, because I said the female dating strategy, the female mating strategy is literally an extractionary one at that. So women are literally designed to extract value from men. This is why you guys look for partners that are superior to in every way. This is what hypergamy is.
Right, but women are designed to extract value, and when men aren't providing any value, that's why women are then changing. That's why women are becoming modern in a sense and not giving men exactly what they need because they have their own ambitions.
Well,
and that's where you fuck up at because you think it's always about you. At some what y'all fail to understand in these relationships, two things can't be true at the same time. When it comes to this relationship, somebody's gonna have to take a backseat in this situation. Somebody is gonna have to take a backseat. And when I say backseat, that doesn't mean that you're less valuable. That doesn't mean that you're not human. That doesn't mean that you are getting stepped on or ran over. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means there are never, in any business, have you ever seen two CEOs? There's always one CEO and everything trickles down from there. But because, again, like I continue to say, a lot of women are so egotistical because they like to call men egotistical, but they aren't. It's a lot of women. That's why you see this whole feminist movement. They think that they're less than because, hey, man, listen. You want me to be the protector of the house. You want me to be the provider. You want me to have all the leadership qualities that a man's supposed to have. But yet, you want to be a partner in this. How? How does that work? Yeah, we're equal as human beings, 100%. Us as human beings, yes, we are. But it's a yin and yang situation. We come together to make a whole. You feel the holes in which I lack, and I feel the holes in which you lack. You are a value add to me, and I am a value add to you. And we bring that shit together because we both have we've come together, we've talked, we had conversations, we've communicated effectively up front to know the destination and where we're fucking going. You aren't bigger than the program, miss. Neither am I. But we understand that there's a hierarchy in a relationship, whether you want to accept that or not. It is what it is. Because if somebody come breaking through that motherfucking door, guess who's not gonna get up? You. Guess who's gonna be the one that's gonna get up to make sure that you try to protect the family as much as you possibly can? Me. No doubt about it. No questions asked. Nobody's gonna sit there and debate about it. We're not gonna sit there. Hey, so are you gonna go or am I gonna go? Like which one of us gonna go? No, we already know our duty as the men in the relationship. We already know our duties. Why is that so fucking hard for a lot of y'all women? Why is that so hard? It doesn't make you less than. It don't. I promise you, it don't make you less than. If anything, men value more when you are in your feminine energy, when you are operating how you're supposed to. They value it more. They want to do more for you when you are operating your feminine energy. They want to make sure that you live in the best life that you possibly can. But here's the problem, though. A lot of you are being the feminine woman for the wrong type of man. You doing all these great things for the nigga that's no good for you, for these toxic dudes, versus doing the shit for the guy that you actually need. the man that you need that's going to elevate you. But again, you don't want to have that conversation because the feminists, the woke movement has fucked your brain up. It has brainwashed you because you're so progressive. Women can do what men can do. We can do this. What up, twin? What up, twin? What's good with you? What's good with you? I agree with my wife. She said she see it through. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to see it through. When you have a conversation up front, when you're talking to your person, right? And this is in the dating stage, in the early stages of dating, you're supposed to have that conversation out the gate. Listen, what are our expectations here? What are we talking about? What's your 10 to 15 year plan? What's your 10 to 15 year plan? What are our goals? What's the end goal? What's the destination? What does your life look like in 10 to 15 years? Do you see yourself married? Do you see yourself with children? Do you see yourself owning businesses, whatever the case may be? Or do you see yourself working? Do you see yourself not working? What's your relationship like with your family? Do you have a good relationship with your mother? Do you have a good relationship with your father? Are you family oriented? What does that look like? What does that shit look like? Tell me who you are. I want to know about your character first. Who are you? Don't give me all this fluff shit. I don't give a fuck about your favorite color. I don't give a fuck about your favorite food. I don't. I really don't. Let's get down to the nitty gritty of things. Where are we going? Because I know where I'm trying to get to. You either gonna get on this train for the ride or not. But we just need to make sure that we are aligned and we are going after the same goal. Nobody's bigger than the program. You asking me, can I cook, Joe? You asking me, can I cook? That would be my question. Can you cook? What that got to do with anything? Can you cook? I mean, I guess that would be a valid question. I guess, it ain't an important question, but I guess it's just something like not something that's just not a need to know basis. I guess it's just, oh, cool. Can you cook? Yeah, absolutely. But we asking real questions like what's your thought processes on divorce? Do you believe in it? When shit get hard, are you gonna leave? Are you a quitter? Do you see the shit through? It's gonna be hard. It ain't gonna be easy. But as long as you understand that, listen, we are focused on the main goal here. We are on a program. You aren't above it. There gonna be times where you ain't gonna be happy. There gonna be times where I'm not happy. But I can't let that get in the way of the goal and where we're trying to get to.
Well, that's fine. You can go ahead and have your own ambitions, right?
Right.
I
can't because you say my only role is to be a giver, right? So I can't have ambitions.
No. Women have ambitions and they're acting upon it, but we don't tell them the truth. Like what I think is, because I get it that we live in an inflationary world where things are expensive and everything else like that.
Right.
But what we need to do is be honest with women and tell them basically this. If you're going to pursue having a career, making a lot of money and, putting a family on the back end, don't be surprised when your ideal guy doesn't want you back in return, because the things that women look for in a man are not necessarily what men look for in a woman. A woman wants security, provisioning, a career, leadership, competency. We don't care about any of that. So when women are going to school and making money and increasing their status, you're not really doing anything to make yourself more appealable for a male partner.
Right, but you think women are going to school because they're trying to become educated so that they can do these things and not have to put up with only being givers? The reason women are going to school is so that they now know that they can do better than marry a man that only wants a woman to provide for him. And when you talk about these men not being able to find these women, you have a ton of men coming up here saying that they can't find a girl. I think the roles are reversed based on this debate. So you're kind of going back on what you said about
the reason why women can't find a guy is because your guys' standards are too damn high.
Right, but I don't think women are looking for guys because the standards are high.
They are. The problem is that they don't qualify.
I'm personally not.
You're not looking for a guy?
No.
Okay.
Because right now I'm not looking, I'm following my career, I'm doing what I want to do, because I think right now the norms have changed. As you've said, women have changed, and there are modern women, because we realize that we want to be more than givers. I want to be a giver and a taker, because I am a human being the same way that you are a human being.
Yeah, that's fine. You can go ahead and, be your giver or taker or whatever you call it. But what I'm saying is
that's what I call it.
What I'm saying is you're taking your prime years and you're putting it
Explain
towards
prime years for me really quick.
a woman's prime years are between 18 to 24, 25.
No, I don't need the ages. I just mean, what do you define as a prime year?
That's her prime years.
When they can like fertilize, is that
when they're at their highest beauty and most highest fertility? Yes, that is a woman's prime.
Okay.
So cool. If women want to go ahead and pursue that, I think we just need to educate them, like I said before.
But they are educating themselves, and you have a problem with that.
No, they're not. That's precisely the problem, is that they think that they can go ahead and pursue the career, make all this money, get their status up, and then there's going to be Prince Charming waiting at the end. And I'm telling them that Prince Charming probably isn't going to be waiting there at the end, and you're going to have to settle for a guy that is at your level, if not worse, because you've pretty much priced yourself outside of the sexual marketplace.
What do you define as Prince Charming? A guy who respects a woman and sees them as human, or a guy who...
Okay,
doesn't?
Well, what women typically are looking for...
Y'all gotta really stop acting like as if men don't see y'all as women, bro. We do. Most men are respectable men. Let's not cut the bullshit. Most men are respectable men. They aren't out here disrespecting y'all like y'all say they are. This is a lot of talking points that y'all got from fucking other feminists, and y'all are using it to try to make an argument because you're in college. The shit that indoctrinates you to think stupid. Feminism has fucked y'all brain up entirely. Real talk. It has fucked y'all, man. It has fucked y'all minds up. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't shitty men out here. Let's be clear. I do know that. I understand that. I'm not naive to the situation. I'm not oblivious to it. But there are a lot of shitty women out here too. It goes both ways. But what the feminist movement is trying to do, they're trying to remove men out the equation. That's literally what they're doing. Typically, what happens? A lot of women, they'll go to college. They'll go to college. The indoctrination count. Then they have these liberal ass professors, liberal ass people that they get tied in with, who brainwash their mind. Next thing you know, they come back in a part of the LGBTQ plus community. Now they're voting. Now they're full on Democratic. They done colored their hair. They done cut their hair off. They're saying fuck men, everything. But what men don't do is walk around here saying fuck women. But see, the problem is y'all want to be in competition with men so bad. We just be in our own world. I said this during my live stream on Wednesday, right? There's not a movie that you can't watch where there's a slight that's thrown at a man for whatever reason. For whatever reason, there's always some sort of slight thrown. Something in regards to a woman being empowered, something in regards to a woman doing something better than the man, something in regards to a woman just completely doing away with men in all, as if all men are shitty individuals. That's crazy. The same men that protect y'all, the same type of men who created a first world country for y'all to live in and have these thought processes that y'all have. That's crazy to me. That's so good. That's so wild to me, bro. That's so wild. My wife likes your content. My wife likes, hey, tell her I appreciate it, man. Tell her I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Ashley, which team is trying to get you to fill their O-line? Hey, listen, KD Ward. Don't give them no attention. Let her and her big bag guy, Hunter, let both of them, two big bags, let them just talk in the chat. We gonna ignore them. If they want to be acknowledged, they're gonna have to put a super chat in here. We ain't acknowledging them. They want to be heard. They lonely at home. They ain't got shit else going on with their life. They want to be heard. They want to be heard. So therefore, we ain't gonna give them that privilege. We ain't gonna give them that luxury. She too. because she don't even want to put her profile picture up because she a dusty.
Or is a guy that's over 6 foot tall, making 6 figures a year, treats them nice, loves dogs, is handsome, but at the same time can tell them to shut up and that they're stupid and is an asshole. Like
they are looking for that. Sorry, I interrupted you. I didn't hear.
They're looking for all of that in one guy a lot of the times. Yes.
A guy that tells them to shut up.
That can tell them to shut up. Yes, an asshole.
Okay, so
women are aroused by men that have the capability of standing up to them.
And I think you're just making blanket statements because I think women are attracted to men that don't view them only as objects and view them as givers. My Prince Charming personally is a guy who respects that I am human and respects that I have the same ambitions that any other guy or woman can have.
You know, it's kind of interesting.
You're generalizing it and you're making women out to be the villain. Yeah, I'm not making men out to be the villain. I'm not.
Here's the thing. I find it interesting when women say this, like, oh no, I just want a guy that's like going to respect my blah, blah, blah. You know, if I take like, you know, what women say they're attracted to and I look at the last 10 guys it's going to be completely opposite. Like what women say they're attracted to versus what they're actually attracted to are two different things, which is why, again, like I don't listen to what women say because what you guys are aroused by literally is the complete opposite of what you guys say publicly. Huh?
What is a man aroused by? Because you're
saying
pretty
all
honest
these things
about these women sleeping with guys.
We want big, nice ass, doesn't talk too much, right? Like we're pretty simple about it. But women will sit there and say, I want a nice guy that's going to treat me well. But then you guys go bad boy that tells you.
Right, so but that's not true because you're just generalizing. You're taking multiple types of women. I don't agree.
Why is the phrase "nice guys finish last" such a thing?
Like, what are you?
Why do a minority of the men on campus, majority of the girls? Why do the athletes and the frat boys, majority of the girls, even though they're assholes?
All you're doing is generalizing and saying these things.
The world works on generalities.
Some don't.
Listen. As a former hooper myself, as a former college hooper myself, I understand what he is saying. I understand what he is saying. And this is not because I have a biased thought process. It's because I experienced it myself. Like this isn't just some talking point bullshit. This is some shit that we actually experienced in life. It's different. It's different, bro. Yeah, there are some guys who didn't play sports who just got the gift of gab. They know how to talk to women. They never played a sport in their fucking life. But man, they can pull them. You be like, God damn, nigga, you got all these bitches, don't you? But he just got the gift of gab. He just got that. It's just him. That's just who he is. But then you got some guys who just based off of the fact that they're athletes, they get them. But then you got some guys who are able to have both. They got the gift of gab and they play sports. And they just pull them. But guess what? That's a small minority of individuals versus the entirety of the entire university. Most men ain't out here trying to get, they're not out here like that. They're not approaching women like that. Especially not now. With all this feminine mind, with this feminism mindset, they're not doing that. They're not. Mind you, ain't nobody approaching her either. Ain't nobody approaching her. So that's why she thinks she can talk the way that she talk. Who's approaching her? Ain't nobody approaching her. Yes, Patrice O'Neal is the GOAT. Facts. Facts, KD. My wife is 150 pounds. You're overweight, girl.
The world works. Things. Okay.
The same way some men haven't said the things that you say. So by generalizing each gender to something that one person says, it's actively making it so that nothing can be solved. I don't agree with some feminist standpoints. I don't agree with some other standpoints of women, but I'm not generalizing what they're all saying in the same way that you are right now.
The world operates on generalities, and to dismiss that is low IQ.
Yes, yes.
Like the world operates on generalities. Like that's just how it goes. Like we can go ahead and go into specific people or exceptions to the rule or whatever, but that's low IQ. The reality is
let me break it down for you real quick. I'm gonna make it very clear. Why do you think they don't make as many Lamborghinis, but they make a ton of Hondas? Why do you think they make a small percentage of Lamborghinis in foreign cars, foreign luxury vehicles versus a Honda or any type of Honda? Why do you think that is? Because generally speaking, most people are more able to afford a Honda than a fucking Lamborghini or a foreign vehicle, a luxury foreign vehicle. That's a small percentage of people who are able to afford those type of vehicles. So they don't need to make as many. There's only a select few people who are able to purchase those things. And that's just the basic. Or you can look at a parking lot. Why do you think that the parking lot don't have many handicap spots? Because generally speaking, most people are not handicapped. So that's why you only have a select few of handicap spots, which will be seen in the front of a parking lot closer to the store versus hundreds of fucking parking spaces. Because generally speaking, most people aren't handicapable. What we talking about? This is why you have to generalize. So when we say nothing is absolute in the world, nothing is absolute. If everything was absolute, guess what? There wouldn't be no handicap spots. Like, well, yeah, we know everybody ain't handicapped, so therefore we don't need no handicap spaces. So you have to generalize, because 9 times out of 10, majority of men will think a certain way. There are select few men who may think differently. Cool, that's understood, but that's not the majority of men. Just as you got certain women who think a certain way, but that would be majority of women. There are a majority of women who think a certain way, and then there's a small majority who think differently. So you have to generalize.
Is that women have certain things that they look for in a man, and a man has certain things that he looks for in a woman. When a woman builds up her career and earns money and status, these are not things that men really care about, okay, at all. And I would argue the more money and status we acquire, the less we care about a woman getting that. So, like, you know, if you want to go ahead and pursue, like, I'll give you an example.
Why does it have to be that you care about it, though? Why can't you love a woman and then her like having ambition? Why does it have to be that you like a woman because she has ambition, or vice versa? Why do they have to? Why can't they just coexist?
That statement precisely identifies the problem. Women don't give about what men want. Thank you for proving my point.
What?
You just said, why should it be that way? Let me rephrase what you just said back, and womanese to you. Men, right, have to understand what women want to get attention from women and or have sexual access.
Facts.
Women, on the other hand, don't have to know or understand men to get attention from men. And I would take it a step further. Not only do you guys not have to do it, you guys don't want to do it because you know that men are going to come to you no matter what.
Facts.
So when women go ahead and pursue a career and make money, those other stuff, it doesn't benefit us, but you guys like, I don't care what you want. I'm going to do what I want to do. And then you need to accept me anyway. That's the same logic as if I said, well, you know what? I'm just going to be a hobo. I'm going to be fat. I'm going to be a loser. I'm not going to be charming. And you want me anyway. That doesn't work. So effectively, like, you guys make fun of incels, like, oh, you get no. A lot of you guys are femcells. You're not going to get into a relationship because you guys don't do what's required or care about becoming attractive to a male partner.
You said
that's what I mean.
And I don't want to take their time, but you said women.
Listen, so hold up. Last time, I was talking to somebody on my TikTok live earlier today. Shout out to her. And I gave her some advice. A long time ago. But she failed to follow that advice to an extent. And so she ended up in a predicament. And I told her, I said, listen, you should have listened to what I was telling you from the jump. Now you done got, because you didn't listen, now you got yourself in this bind. And so what I mentioned to her, I said, listen, you got to let go. Your first things first, you got to let go of your ego. I get it. You want to be in full on control. It don't work like that. If you want this type, if there's a specific type of man that you want, you gonna have to adjust in order to get this type of man. You got to adjust. I don't care what you want. I don't care. If this is the type of man that you need, you're going to have to adjust to him. So the area that she lives in is pretty much not necessarily a conducive environment. And so I'm telling her, I'm like, listen, you got to get out of that environment. The reason you keep running into these type of men is because of the environment that you're in. Because guess what? Proximity. You're in proximity. So therefore, in order to get out of that, you got to go make some moves. You got to get out of the area that you're in. You got to go where the people are that of the type of men that you want. So if there's a specific type of man, I'll give you an example. So if you want a man that's making, I hate using the 6-figure method. I'm gonna use a smaller number. So if you want a man that's making $70,000 a year, he's decent, you know, middle class living, hardworking man, You know, he may not be there yet, but he's working towards it, but he's making $70,000 a year. You know, he's straight. He living a solid, decent life, living a good life. He may have an apartment, he may have a house, depending on the type of investments that he's made. But he wants a family. He wants that career. He wants to move up in the ladder. He wants to move up the ladder in his corporate job. You know, he's doing the necessary thing that he needs to do. You know, he's not out here in these streets like that. All these different things. So you need to move accordingly. You need to adjust yourself to that man. He's not just gonna fall in your lap. You can't just pray to God and the next thing you know, oh my God, he fell in my lap. He came out of nowhere. No, you got to put yourself in these spaces. That means you also got to put in the work too. You can't just sit there and wait for shit to fall in your lap. You got to be putting in the work on yourself. You got to adjust yourself for this type of man. Yep, exactly. Average man make $50K a year. Your average man make $50K a year. And so, and also a study shows married men tend to make 3 times more. So if you find a woman that's really gonna be on your side and is really focused on the goal and the plan and ambition, and you're an ambitious man, guess what? She gonna do everything in her power to make sure that she adds value so you can reach that goal, because she then becomes the beneficiary of your success. Why is it so fucking important for you to be in the front lines? I get it. You got ambition. You're single. You got ambition. You're supposed to. I understand that. If it's conducive for the relationship, find out a way to make yourself conducive to it. Make yourself valuable. 2 people, it's great. You ambitious, he ambitious. All right. So who are we going to focus on? Both of us can't be ambitious at the same fucking time. We both can't be ambitious at the same time. But we both can want the same thing. And somebody's going to have to take a back seat. If she just so happened to have the right career, or she just started to become an entrepreneur, her shit taking the fuck off. Yeah, hey, bro. Do what you need to do on the back end. Stay out of the scenes. Let her work her magic. Let her do her thing. Because she's the top dog right now. She's the top dog in what she's doing. But that don't necessarily mean that she's the top dog in the house, because you still are the man of that household. Because a lot of women believe that just because you make more money, that all of a sudden that she runs the household. No, shorty, you don't run shit over here. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Oh, in Georgia, nice, bro, nice. Yep, that would be 400K in New York. Yep, that's a fact, brother. It's the lack of good daddy at home. Yep, I agree. The ones with daddy issues don't know how life is with a good dad. They don't know what is possible. That's what I'm telling you, bro. Or either they have a father at home, but he's one of those yes men. But the actual father who understands discipline, structure, knows how to raise it, is going to tell you what it is. It's different. So it also matters the type of father that you have at home too.
Women are gonna not do to get in a relationship, but then you just said that women can do whatever or lack thereof, and men will come to them. So I don't understand. Like, you're just completely contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not.
With those 2 sentences.
No, I'm not. Okay, women, right, get a lot of sexual access by existing, right?
Right.
However,
that's something you're saying. I'm not agreeing with that.
That's okay. no matter what you do, whether you're, fat and annoying or rude or whatever, or you're a boss babe, you're going to get a man, right? Now, here's the difference. The problem is that most women can't get a guy to lock them down. Why is that? The reason why a lot of women can't get a guy to lock them down is because most women simply don't care about what men want. So since they have this mentality of take me as I come, they don't feel the incentive to improve and be a better girlfriend and or wife eventually. And they think the guy should accept them how they come, aka their career mindset, their attitude, whatever it is. Yep. So this is why so many Western women have a hard time with getting a guy, because it's either A, the guy's not attractive enough for them, right? Or B, he is attractive enough for them, but that guy doesn't want to commit to her because he has options, because he's put himself in a position where other women want him. So if you take a guy that's very attractive, right, and has options, who do you think he's going to go for? The 29-year-old businesswoman that's a lawyer that has her own practice, or the 19-year-old or the 20-year-old that is hot, submissive, and not career oriented? Who do you think he's going to take?
I don't know.
That's the problem. The fact that you don't know is precisely the issue why I do my show.
I don't know, because every guy is different and every person is different.
Okay.
I don't know. This is going in circles.
No, but see, see
Okay.
how you don't know? But if I lined up any guy here and I asked them, hey, what do you want? They're all going to know what women want, but you don't know what men want. And
Right, but you're
that's
just
what I'm trying to say.
You're just completely generalizing.
Men are simple.
Okay. That's all I was wondering is, why do you think women feel now that there's modern women and feel like they don't care about what men want? And it's because men have created that system. That is the only thing that the first question I asked, it's gone in circles. Thank you for talking. I think what you're doing here is great.
Thank you.
Have
I
a good rest of
appreciate
your
it.
night.
Yeah, no worries. I think that conversation revealed a lot, guys. Look, I told you guys before, I'll say it again. Like, women don't give about what we want, and I think that kind of proves that.
Hell no, they don't. Yeah,
like, you know, I'm going to do what I want to do, and you need to accept me how I come. But, like, you know, with us, we must understand women and, like, be attractive to get them in the first place. And that's modern women for you guys. Like, this is why I tell y'all, you got to make money, you got to level up, etc. Because as you guys can see, they don't give up what you guys want. I'm going to do what I want to do, and then I'm going to find my Prince Charming no matter what.
Exactly. Shout out to Myron. And again, he's right. And it's not the fact that he's right just because he's Myron or whatever the case may be. It's because I also experienced it too. Listen, bro, I want no slow leak out here in these streets. But we chilling now, though. We vibing out. We kicking it, right? And we never expected women to understand this. That's why it was always a huge disconnect. We had to always understand how it was, what we needed to say, how to get the woman, how we needed to approach them, how we needed to dress, how we needed to smell. We need to make sure that we were properly groomed. We can't come to them with some bullshit, trying to play game, run a game on it. If you ain't run a game on them, or listen, bro, you can't come insecure. You got to have confidence when you're walking up to her. So many different things. Because back in the day, before this whole social media thing kicked off, it was, hey, we going to the movies tonight, right? I already know some shorties gonna be up there. Guess what? Guess what you do? You go and wash the car. You go and get a haircut. You clean the inside of your car. You make sure you got the inside smelling good as fuck. You go and find an outfit. If you ain't wore an outfit already that you just bought, shit, you go to the mall. You go and cop you some new shoes. Cop you a nice little fit. Like, oh shit, I'm killing them tonight. I'm damn sure gonna give me some numbers tonight. Fresh cut, everything. Everything is right. Everything is on point. You and the homies, like, listen, bro, we gonna pull up. Listen, bro, we trying to get in. How many numbers you trying to get tonight? Shit, I at least need 2 or 3 of them. All right, bet. That was back in the day when times were good, man. Back in the day when times were good, when all this social media bullshit wasn't taking full effect on everybody. Oh man, that was the life. Or you posted up, or you was posted up in the mall. You know, you hitting up in the mall. You see a little fine. You see some fine shit. Like, hey, bro, I'll be right back, big dog. You see a little shorty in the store, so they say no. Like, hey man, I'll be right back, y'all. Like, give me a minute.